What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to react to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. A lot of interesting news to cover, so before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button. Let's try to get to 200 likes on this video. It'd be very much appreciated. And of course, hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. Let's start off by giving you a quick update on Lionel Messi's red card. Of course, he got a red card in the Spanish Super Cup final 2 nights ago against Athletic Club. And there are rumors about how long he will be banned for, because usually a straight red card is at least a minimum of 2 games, could be more depending on what you do. Of course, a second yellow-red, that's only a 1-game ban. So reports are coming out that the competition committee will meet this week to decide the length of Lionel Messi's suspension. He is certain to miss 2 games, but could be doubled depending on how the committee categorizes the foul. The ban will be served across La Liga and Copa del Rey. So what we know now for sure is that he's definitely going to miss the game against Cornelia, and he's definitely going to miss the game against Elche in La Liga. I think that's for certain. But Rack 1 came out saying that Koeman Perez, the president of the competition committee and the sole judge of the RFEF, will now decide the sanction of Messi today at noon instead of on Wednesday. So originally they're supposed to, announce Messi's suspension tomorrow, but they're going to announce it today at noon. As of recording, it hasn't been released yet, but as I've uploaded, it probably would have come out yet. So check my community tab, check the comments down below. It should be clear by then. So you might be asking yourself, will Barcelona appeal for the red card? We have got confirmation from reliable sources saying the club will not appeal, but they will be working for an agreement to reduce his sanction if it's longer than 2 games. So Barcelona don't really want to push the appeal because it will cause for him to get more games after arguments with the federation. So what the club have decided is that if it's going to be more than 2-game ban, they will appeal for sure. So the rumors are for Messi's ban at the moment. The Marca have come out saying that Messi will most likely get a 2-game ban suspension, so he'll miss the Cornelia and Elche game and should be back for Athletic Cup at home. While sports say that Lionel Messi will not be suspended for more matches, it will be either 2 or 3. So hopefully just from the get-go, he'll get the 2-game ban. I think 2-game ban is very, very fair. He'll get a good rest. We don't really need him for Elche and Cornelia anyways, to be honest. But if it's more than 2 games, if we're looking at maybe 4, I would be very worried. Because he's going to miss the Athletic Club game at home, and he's going to miss the Real Betis away, which are going to be 2 very, very difficult games where we're going to need Lionel Messi in. So after Messi got the red card, this is being reported by Coutro, who aren't really reliable, but sometimes they get some stuff right. They came out saying that Lionel Messi apologized to everyone in the dressing room following yesterday's match for his mistake and bad performance. He was very sad. This shows how much of a good leader Lionel Messi is. He realized he made a mistake. Took the blame for it, didn't want to push on anyone else, said, look, I played bad, I got the red card, I apologize, let's move on from it. And he apologized to the coaching staff and the players. So, of course, we all know that Lionel Messi's contract expires this summer, and of course, right now he's free to talk to any club, but he promised that he wouldn't talk to any clubs until the end of the season. But Leonardo, the sporting director of PSG, has come out with some quotes about Lionel Messi. He said that great players like Messi will always be on PSG's list, but of course, for now, there is not the time to talk about it, nor to dream about it. But we are sitting at the big table of those who are looking closely at him. In fact, no, we are not sitting yet, but our chairs are reserved just in case. So after these quotes came out from France Football, reliable sources in PSG are saying that, look, PSG, realistically, they can't afford Messi because of his high wage demands, because their priority at the moment is re-signing Neymar and Mbappe on long-term contracts. If they succeed in that, then they won't have any wage caps to get Messi in. So right now, it doesn't seem financially feasible for PSG to bring him in, but they'll keep a close eye on it and see what happens in the near future. Some breaking news over the past 24 hours has come from Marca, and they are claiming that Real Madrid have signed David Alba on a 4-year contract and will join them this summer on a free deal. Fabrizio Romano came out back in the statement from Marca saying that David Alba's dream was always to play for Real Madrid. The pre-contract is almost ready and agreed since the first days of January when Real were leading the race. Liverpool and PSG made a bid for him in December. He will join Real as a free agent. It's confirmed now that David Alba will join Real Madrid on a free deal this upcoming summer. It is disappointing to see from a Barcelona standpoint. Of course, he would have been an excellent player for Barcelona. I think we were in the race, but I think the wages and the agent fees really set us behind. Of course, Barcelona don't have any money, so it would have been very difficult. But we do know that Juan Laporta and Victor Font were both interested in David Alba, and I believe, and I stand by this, if he was offered the same contract from Barcelona and Real Madrid, he would have easily chose Barcelona. So it's disappointing to see another good player slip out of our hands, and hopefully he flops at Real Madrid. Now let's get into some transfer news surrounding Barcelona. First one's coming in from Lawrence from ESPN saying that AC Milan and West Ham United have sounded out a move for out-of-favor Barcelona left-back Junior Firpo. AC Milan have inquired about a possible loan, but Barcelona, who are needing money, would rather let him go on a permanent deal. West Ham would be willing to buy Junior, who would cost around 20 million, but can't guarantee him first-team football. So when these reports came out yesterday, I really couldn't believe what I'm saying, because look, Alba's not performing that well. We need a backup left back. We can't just rely on Alejandro Balde, because the last time we relied on a Barcelona B player, it was Juan Miranda, and Valverde didn't like him, and he was pushed out, and then we had to play Jordi Alba for the whole season. So I don't understand why Barcelona wanted to sell Junior Firpo, but thank God Cat Radio came out with some good news saying that Junior Firpo will not leave Barcelona in the January transfer window. Absence of a president and the impossibility of signing a replacement promoted the decision. Granada and Milan wanted him on loan. So of course Firpo attracted a lot of interest, but they didn't want to sell him because they knew they couldn't get him a replacement because we don't have a president. all that sort of stuff. So Junior Firpo will be staying. I think that's a good thing. I think right now he'll get more game time as we have more games coming up for sure. He's going to play midweek against Cornelia in the Copa del Rey. If he does well, he should be starting against Elche, because I think right now Jordi Alba, he's been a bit overused, not performing well. Of course, Jordi Alba overall this season hasn't been that bad, but over the past few games he hasn't been up to scratch, and I think that's due to fatigue. So Junior Firpo is going to get a very good chance in the first team. This next one's coming in from Gazzetta dello Sport, saying that AC Milan have shown interest in Samuel Umtiti, but his wages are a huge obstacle in the possible transfer. Loan may be an option. Again, similar to Firpo, I don't understand why Barcelona are looking to loan out Umtiti, but we don't even have Eric Garcia in yet. Plus, it's the defense. We've been pretty shaky. Langlet not performing. Araujo done well. Mingueza done well. So Umtiti's next in line. So when an injury happens again, we need someone to be back up. I don't want to have Frankie de Jong playing at center back again. But again, I don't think this is feasible at the moment. I think Umtiti may be looking at an exit in the summer. But right now, I don't see any member of the first team squad leaving Barcelona. Now let's get into the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Talk about, stuff that's happening around the club. First one's coming in from Sport and Deportivo. They're saying that Sergino Dest was replaced by Osman Mingueza at halftime due to muscle discomfort. He'll be tested during the training session on Wednesday, and if he isn't fit enough, then he won't play against Cornelia. So Dest was taken up at halftime in the Spanish Super Cup final. It wasn't a tactical decision. It was because he had discomfort. Again, this raises a concern for Dest. Of course, he's been injured a lot recently. Of course, at Ajax, he was known as a backup for the right back position. Now he's all of a sudden a starter, not really used to it. So this is why he's getting a little bit of discomfort here and there. I'm a bit worried about him. I feel like we're overplaying him a lot. Hopefully the injury isn't serious and he'll be back playing soon. So on your screen right now, you can see the Barcelona schedule for this week. Of course, yesterday and today they had a rest day. Tomorrow they'll have a training session. Thursday we have a game. Friday training, Saturday training, and Sunday we'll have a La Liga game. Also, Rack 1 came out saying that today the team has to go to the Esportiva to pass the corresponding PCR test to have the approval to play against Cornelia in the Copa del Rey on Thursday. So today the squad took a COVID-19 test to make sure everyone tested negative. That way they can play against Cornelia, because they've been having some COVID-19 issues. So we'll see how that goes. This next one's coming in from Andrea Alves, saying that in the dressing room did not like the words of Antoine Griezmann after the game, in which he said that someone should shout at the free kicks and that they should talk more often during the game. In the dressing room, they think he's referring to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Now, when this first came out, I was very, very worried, saying, oh, here we go again. Another breakout in the Barcelona dressing room. We're gonna, the whole season is just going to be just straight down. But luckily, Hector Fernandez, Antoine Griezmann's manager, came out quoting the tweet saying, invent. Which basically means that he's saying that this report is basically invented, it's fake, it is not true. Thank God for that, because if this was true, this whole season would be just another roller coaster all over again. But happy for the fact that this is true. So when you guys hear these reports, probably getting notification from all these, other sports outlets, it is fake news. Now, Juan Laporta, one of the main candidates for the presidential election and is the favorite to win the elections, came out and did an interview last night with Onda Cero. Let's get in and see what he had to say. Starts off by saying that my project goes to the players and the coach who is currently in, which is Koeman. I think Xavi will go with another candidate. He will coach Barcelona one day, but now we have another coach. That's Laporta referring to the fact that he's going to stick with Koeman if he gets elected, and that he won't really bring in Xavi because he's with another candidate, which he's referring to as Victor Font. He continues on by saying that I have not spoken with Messi, but I think he wants to stay, and we're going to do everything possible within the possibilities so that he stays. The postponement of the elections does not benefit the club. If we want Messi to stay, Barcelona already needs a president and a board of directors. I haven't talked with Florentino Perez for a long time, maybe a couple of years ago. I've always had a very good relationship with football people. So in this interview, he gives some clear indication of what he's going to do when he first gets elected. Firstly, he's going to stick with Koeman. He's going to back Koeman. He would like to bring in Xavi, but of course he has alignment with Victor Font, so that won't, be the case straight away. Talks about his first priority is that to renew Lionel Messi. He knows it's going to be difficult, but he is confident that he can convince him. He said the postponement of the election, it was an absolute shambles and it shouldn't be the case. And if you want Messi to stay, there should be a president in right now, and I completely agree. So the final piece of news I want to talk about is, of course, Gerard Pique. He owns a Spanish football team called Andorra. And yesterday he appointed Eder Sarabia, Setien's assistant coach, as the manager of the team. Now this came as quite a shock to a lot of people because, as we all know, Setien was the manager last season. He had a lot of problems with the heavyweights at the club. Had all these problems, and that's why he got sacked. Well, Bayern Munich played an effect, but that was the main reason he got sacked. And this brought a lot of concern to people to say that, look, where's the really beef in the heavyweights? Because, look, he appointed the assistant coach of Setien, and clearly there's no beef between Piqué and him. Now, this for me clears up the fact that the players didn't really hate Setien. It was more Bartomeu trying to, scapegoat Setien so that way he could fire him with ease. Again, Bartomeu, another masterclass from him, making us feel like the players hated Setien when really they didn't. As you can see, Piqué appointed Setien's assistant manager as the manager of his club. Again, this raises the concern how Bartomeu ran the newspapers and ran all the rumors because he knew that he wouldn't want Setien as the coach anymore. So he made it seem that the players didn't like him, and clearly that wasn't the case. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down below on everything we discussed, and make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Barca.